What if I told you that there was a way for you to start working as a nurse in Canada while you're completing your registration process? Wouldn't that be awesome? Well, stay tuned till the end of this video to figure out how you can do that and what you need to do in this process. There are several Canadian provinces who are allowing international educated nurses who are in the registration process to start working as nurses while they are completing the registration process. Some of these provinces include British Columbia, Alberta, and Ontario. So those are the only three that I happen to have researched. However, I'm sure there are more provinces who also allow this. The process in which they allow this is called a provisional registration, or also a temp license. So in Alberta, as well as British Columbia, they call this a provisional registration, whereas in Ontario, they call this a temp license. These temp licenses are granted to people who are in the registration process and who have met all the criteria. However, the only thing holding them back is maybe their examinations, so their NCLEX exam and stuff like that. So awaiting NCLEX exam results, or awaiting to write the NCLEX itself. Through the application of the provisional registration, there's no additional applications that need to be done. So the regulatory body will actually ask you and give you that option if you want to register for a temp license while you are awaiting for this process. So the process is slightly different depending on the province that you are dealing with. I know for the province of Alberta, they actually will get you to become a licensed practical nurse. So if you're registering to become a registered nurse, they're going to give you a temp license as a licensed practical nurse until you've written that NCLEX and until you've passed the NCLEX as well. So they will get you to actually register with the Licensed Practical Nurse Board of Alberta and stuff like that. BC, I couldn't actually pinpoint whether they will allow you to work as a registered nurse or if they will actually allow you to work as a licensed practical nurse. So I would ask you guys to go and continue to find out a little bit more information on that. So the conditions of having a temp license is that you are going to write your NCLEX and then hopefully you pass your NCLEX on the first go or shortly after. So when you are on a temp license, you do get 2 tries to write this NCLEX. If you fail the NCLEX the first time, that's fine. You can still practice under your temp license. However, you have to write your NCLEX within the 45 days or after 45 days of failing your NCLEX. And then you get a second attempt to write your NCLEX. However, if you do fail the NCLEX a second time, your provisional or temp license will no longer be valid. So therefore, you are actually going to lose that license and until you've actually passed the NCLEX. So you only get 2 tries on the NCLEX while you're on this provisional license before your provisional license is removed from you. In good news, if you do pass the NCLEX on your first go or your second go, as long as you pass the NCLEX, your provisional license / temp license will actually be converted into your normal license with no restrictions. So then you'll actually be able to practice as freely as you can or according to the standards of the regulatory body which you are working with. I will actually be providing the links below for the 3 provinces that I actually did look up. So the Alberta, BC, British Columbia, as well as Ontario, just so you can find a little bit more information as to how these temp licenses work and what you can do in order for you to start working as a registered nurse. The NCLEX exam sometimes can be scary and daunting. So check out my NCLEX video to see more a little bit as to what to expect when you are writing the NCLEX.